MSI return. And they'll be pushed to the brink as well from T1, but Gen.G still, when it matters, in the clutch. For the longest time, I felt like, you know, we talked about some curses on Gen.G internationally, but I think in the past couple of years, that's kind of been proven otherwise.
30 seconds until minions.
You know, winning 2 internationals will prove that otherwise.
It will prove otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
But as even Arnold said on the desk, like, Duro's mega underrated. Oh my God, they got the mascot.
So cute.
Duro has been kind of crazy. You and I were talking about it, I think, on the way here, on the first day of Orcs. Like, Duro, the crazy Game 5 Pike, what he pulls out in a series, his confidence as a rookie player amongst people like Chovy, Canyon, Keenan Ruler. The plethora of skill on this roster as Inspired just gets bopped around a little bit. I saw a wide Bwipo sign, mad respect. He's on Rumble though, let's hope he gets some wide ultis to back that up.
That's the thing with Duro is when he came into this roster, he'd been in the LCK for a very short amount of time.
Yep.
You know, he'd been on BNK FairX for a very brief period. And to come into a team like this, a roster like this, the expectation for me was that, okay, well, over the course of the year, hopefully we'll get to see Duro grow to the level of, you know, players before him like the Light and the Hens. And maybe by the time Worlds come around, he can be a top-level support. And that's not what happened because, you know, by the time we got to regular season LCK, he was putting in these amazing performances.
Yeah.
You know, and now he's an MSI champion, fully justified because he's just been in insane form. And, you know, Arnold completely said it right. He has just been putting in these masterful performances so quickly. Did take a heavy trade there.
Good one, Orcs.
Yeah, a bit of a cast of kiss. But yeah, I think Duro's confidence has been a big thing. And I think, you know, when you look at the names on this roster with him, it can be pretty daunting to step into a roster like this.
Yeah.
But he's just risen to the challenge. And it's been so exciting to watch his growth in such a short amount of time and watch what he can do, going up against such fantastic supports that we've had in the LCK and internationally.
He's had to grow individually in the roster alongside a veteran like Ruler. Matsu and Boosie have had to grow together, and they've stuck around. I love that FlyQuest have committed to this squad, and again, the same 5 players, you know, you can see their growth and development and why they're running NA right now. Now, Cloud9 be damned, they're out in the earlier stage. They didn't make it through 0-2, but FlyQuest did after the best of 1 against Furia. And Bwipo, as he gets tanked out a little bit. We're seeing a little bit of the remnants of why this Aurora's picked into top lane, left side of your screen.
Well, there's something to be said because we've seen this matchup a couple of times before at this tournament. This is the most one-sided we've seen it so far. And it's still very early, but...
Oh! That's the flash. Q doesn't connect from Keen, but Bwipo holds onto his flash. Maybe an advantage if Bwipo can clear out this wave and get a quick recall.
I'm looking at the minimap, and Inspired is in the vicinity, so you know, no real position for Canyon. Yeah, does get spotted. No real way for Canyon to get in there to go for a dive, but Bwipo is having a rough time right now, and Canyon does just go for drive-by through mid.
He doesn't care. Seismic Shot's going to catch him. Quad, though, doing some damage. Inspired, maybe now it matters. That ward, but Inspired has just used a Vault Breaker in. It's going to be in a short cooldown as look at top CS difference. With that push in as well, Bwipo missed a little bit of it. Already a 200 gold lead at 4 minutes.
As I said, we've seen this matchup, and sure, we've seen the Aurora have prio. We've not seen the Rumble get bullied out this hard.
Not at EWC, no.
Bwipo so low on HP.
He's probably just happy that, again, that flash was committed and no kill came out of it. Otherwise, Bwipo would have been dead meat there with Q.
I think he's also very happy to see Canyon on the bot when he went on the bot side of the map, because when you're this low on HP, you got to be concerned about the dive coming through. Swap has come through. And that is some reprieve that Bwipo desperately needed. So the wave also in a pretty good spot with that freeze coming in. Perfect timing. I think FlyQuest making a good move there to bail out their top laner.
And teleport down now as well. Bwipo going to catch the end of that wave from Ruler, so that is a pretty chunky wave building up, which might get him back into this game. Keen opting to stay in this lane, but crucially not using his teleport means that this Aurora can shift up gears and then look to match after a push if he likes.
Yeah, it's still a deficit in the top lane, quite a significant one, but I think it's important that FlyQuest bot lane had Prio, was doing a good job there.
Yeah.
Because it really allowed them to have tempo for that swap and free up some space for that top lane. You see this wave is now actually bouncing back, built up a bit. Well, Keen did just thin it out a bit there. But it will push towards him slowly. We'll see if they look to try and stack it up and go for a dive. We do see Inspired is on the top side. It is quite hard to dive that Aurora, though.
Canyon on a ward while he starts Dragon, however, and that ward, even though it expires in the end, the Scuttle Crab being up, gives a bit of life to FlyQuest, and you can see now that Inspired's like, okay, Dragon is happening. Can I get anything towards the top side of the map? Control wall placed out as well. Krugs at the very least. Maybe a dive if they can chunk out Keen.
That's some good damage. Also using that.
Big
those
wave.
cooldowns, yeah, so they might look for it now.
Well, Keen, I might have to weird out. He gets the wave clear, but he's chunked down. Nice from Busio. A tangle bar for an instant first blood.
Yeah, Masu burned the waiting before that, so had that cooldown unavailable. Keen, I think he knew he was dead there, just went for the wave to get as much farm as possible. Now looking for Bwipo on the bot side.
The response is if Bwipo dies, he does not have TP. The wave not as thick as top, but it's still there with a cannon minion. Canyon wants to drive in. Ishtal's embrace will not be warm, it'll be fearsome, and eventually Bwipo feels that the full throttle as Duro perfectly tanks up, and a kill over to Ruler as well with that full wave denied. There is no recipient.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned there because some of the health bars, not everyone was full, you know, the flash was available to Bwipo, but as you said, perfect tank from Duro there. He was the one who got aggro and also made sure there was no damage to come in on him, so they managed to pull out the dive and equalize, and there is just going to end up being a trade of top laners taken down. Still a lot more farm in favor of Keen.
Yeah.
So there's a big advantage for him over his lane opponent.
Oh, wave went a bit further forward than they wanted. I think he wanted to de-aggro as the wave was coming in, but a bit close to the turret, 4 minions. We'll see if it's really enough. Ruler and Duro are going to match this 2v2 for now, though. And yeah, it does look like the wave's okay for now, but that's going to get pushed out by the bottom lane of Gen.G. And Orcs early game, it really just has been about that top CS margin. They are going to meet again, and the wave's getting pushed into Keen, so about a 20 CS lead you'll find shortly is still what's maintained.
Yeah, but you know, you see CS lead in the bot lane towards Masu, a little bit of one, but also Inspired is a pretty sizable lead in the jungle. So yeah, there's a lead in the top lane, but I think it's kind of balanced out overall. Gold lead actually in favor of FlyQuest right now.
Yeah, well said.
Was some time spent by Canyon taking that dragon, which did slow him down a little bit. Do you have Grubs coming up soon? It is Gen.G with bot lane prior right now. So we'll see if they start to lean towards that. Inspired is just coming back onto the map. I say bot lane, I mean...
Top lane.
Top lane, yeah.
Bot lane in
the
top
bot
lane.
lane in the top lane.
Yeah, okay, we got it.
Australia lanes, which you know so well.
I am very fluent in them.
Yeah.
Apparently, not as well as I should be.
What do you call them then? Because you're from Australia, so they're just... You call them something different?
I call them life.
Oh.
That's just life, that's just normal. You know, it's hard living upside down. Blood rushes to your head, much like it would for Gen.Gs. They take the grubs because the fire within from FlyQuest wants to contest, but it's going to be a late contest if anything. Teleport comes through from quad, but already the grubs will just be taken down. And for Gen.G this early game, again, brilliant. Although FlyQuest, yes, as you said, Orcs have individual leads through jungle and bot keeping up in CS. Triple grub, first dragon, nice objective starters. Bwipo looking for the chase down. He's going to burn Keen for a little bit. Electro Harpoon number 1, and as he overheats, his auto attack's out of range. Keen just going to hit him on the return.
They're getting some good trades in on Keen there. Has some magic resist built up and able to actually zone him out a little bit.
Inspired.
Still a lot better in the matchup. Yeah, looking for Canyon, maybe looking for the red buff. A little bit risky though. Duro over the wall and has vision, could just stun him.
Chovy can also walk in with everything up and available. This takes a steal, doesn't find it though, and Canyon just walks it out. Red buff for him. Inspired as he just disengages. And it does mean that he spent a lot of time here with not really much to show for it.
Yeah, this is kind of the payment for those grubs, right? So we saw the bot lane move with Canyon to take those. They had to go back to answer the waves, and they gave a window for FlyQuest to kind of move in, challenge Canyon, but Canyon's able to get the red, get out, so no real cost to it. Now though, Bwipo, no flash, he's probably just dead.
Worlds, you're right, no escape path, and as he walks between, he's slowed to buggery. Canyon doing a drive-by, but this time he drives in. Bwipo burning down, close, but Keen will auto. Canyon takes a kill anyway from the red buff burn.
Yeah, I mean, no flash in that situation. The fact that Canyon can come over the wall, the ultimate from the Aurora with that huge slow. There was just no way to get out, so he ults the wave. Just a nice gang coming through from Canyon to put his top lane even further ahead.
I have to apologize, Orcs, because I forgot. I wanted to do the Hanadu set for the start of the series. I totally forgot.
Shameful.
I'm here with an LCK caster, and I think, to me, it feels good as a Gyro. But FlyQuest don't have one, so maybe that was for the better. Look, 30 seconds till Dragon. It's 2-second Dragon for Gen.G coming up real soon. It's a small gold lead again that's really acclimatized itself because of top lane, now because of jungle catching up as well. Heart Seal picked up. Canyon has to go into a Sundered Sky, one of the most broken items in the game. I'm sure Orcs will agree. Let's see how much it does though at Dragon. Duro's going to TP first.
Yep, trying to get control of the area, and I think FlyQuest, you know, you missed out on the grubs, missed out on the first Dragon. Not a major gold lead, but a little one. I feel like you do want to start contesting these objectives sooner rather than later, but no real major item spikes yet, other than that Sundered Sky in the pocket of Inspired. See if they can find an angle, though, if they are going to look for this.
I don't think they are. This is a back from Masu.
Yeah, I think they're just giving up.
Oh, Barrier TP. No, Barrier instead of the TP, I should say, but yeah.
Not actually a back from Masu.
Oh my god. Riot, spectator, please fix.
You're getting tricked.
I am, again, just the usual with Nico, but regardless, your statement was right. There is no contest here. It's a second Dragon for Gen.G. FlyQuest is saying we're not ready to fight yet. I understand why. Oi, 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 Chobi. To be careful, there's a big wave coming out. Inspire just gets over the wall. They want to turn this into a dive.
It's just two of them for now. Chobi could clear the wave, maybe?
Teleport to defend. True Shot Barrage does damage. He ulties, flash away from Bwipo. Tempered Fate interrupts midway, and it is indeed because Keen is sitting there waiting. The equalizer, not enough. Chobi at full stacks as well. Under turret, Busio is going to get his pop, but where's the damage? He thought he could take Chobi down with him, but he just runs in to die.
So well played there by Gen.G. The TP in to support. Looking for more,
and
though.
It's another one. Quad against the wall. He'll be impaled, skewered, and Ruler sets out the Gatling gun for his second kill. Gen.G are walking away with it.
They get so much on the back of that play. It's FlyQuest. They give it the Dragon. They're like, hey, we can make something happen on the other side of the map. Dura reads it perfectly, though. Keen's there to TP in. The ult saves Chovy, buys time, and the overcommit under tower cost them so...
Yoink! Good one, Matthew.
There's the consolation prize.
That's right. Make
Is it worth
it?
Not
no.
sure, but it's something
Not
at
when
least.
Chovy's doing this with 3 grubs.
Yeah. That's feats of strength as well for Gen.G. Pretty sizable lead now. And we'll see in this play. The problem is, Azir, full HP with all cooldowns, and there's only 2 of them there right now. You know, you see on the minimap more moving over.
Oh, wait, we're doing it again. Yeah, Bwipo just burned his flash in the last play, so this 2v1 is unmanageable. Another kill over to Keen. Let's find out. Canyon's just going to take it, but this top laner is not having a good day.
Yeah, it's going rough, and I feel like this is a problem as well. It's not just that the lane matchup was going rough, but it's so easy for Keen to set up plays onto the Rumble, and vice versa. It's so hard for them to really hold Keen accountable. It's such a slippery champ to play into. And it feels like Canyon's making so much happen on the map now. 2-0-2 in this game. And Gen.G 6 kills to 1, 3,000 gold lead with so many objectives in pocket. They're feeling great.
And Keen, as you said, is putting on the best Aurora matchup we've seen at EWC so far out of this pairing. Waiting for the Q pullback. Keen finds it low on mana. Double Legendary Harpoon, but Bwipo no longer has the slow. And his equalizer's not up and available. Keen might not have TP, so the best you can hope for here is that Bwipo gets a plate in response as FlyQuest are going to take that opportunity to start getting control in this topside jungle. Duro face checking as well, maybe an opportunity. Up with the Tangle Barbs, up with the Blossom, down with the Tempered Fate. Redemption does nothing in the end, but Duro cannot magical journey out. Busio unfortunately gets the kill, but hey, it's something for FlyQuest again.
Yeah, a little bit of an overstep in that situation. Duro, you know, trying to pick up the chimes. We've all been there. Does get punished for it, though. And they will be able to translate that into a top lane tower.
Masu, hang on.
Oh,
oi,
man,
oi, oi.
some damage.
Ruler's already got Trinity Force, double longsword in inventory too. Masu can say the same, but he's just not getting a moment to breathe. Canyon hovering around. Quad knows it as Ruler's able to step up. Seismic shove only on the minion wave. Helps clear as Keen makes the movement down, and Gen.G is looking for their second turret to open up mid this early, while Bwipo is looking for top.
Yeah, should be able to get this. So they are at least doing something, getting something on the map.
Yeah.
This red buff will be secured by Inspire, looking to recall out here, although he feels a bit nervous.
He
a lot of Gen.G members on the top side should just be able to recall.
Ruler's not going to R him. I don't think they know he's there. They didn't, again, scry him out. So
yeah.
They just see the red buff's gone. That's it. Inspired, trying to get what he can on the map. As you said earlier, he's the one with the CS lead, and he is the only one in this game right now that is significantly even with their counterpart taking out a support.
Yeah, I just feel like it feels so rough in this situation. You know, you're starting to see massive leads in the mid and top lane for Gen.G. They're looking now, though. TP flank coming in.
It is a big one, but the Magical Journey gets Canyon out. Keen is zoning out. That teleport not seen until Quad finally has his target onto Keen. Impale won't help out at all. The Between Worlds, no shutdown, or rather no kill. That doesn't come without one. It's a kill over to mid laner for FlyQuest. That opens up the potential of Herald.
It's a big shutdown, but a lot was invested. A lot of ultimates used there to get that kill. But looking at Herald, will Gen.G opt to fight it? Chovy just recalled. His TP isn't quite available.
Canyon doesn't have ulti. He used it over the wall. So with that out, with the Between Worlds out, Gen.G, their zone control, marginally less. Good sidestep from Bwipo away from the Cosmic Binding. And the slow won't be enough because Gen.G don't have any damage alongside. Chovy's on the way in, but FlyQuest Tempered Fate. Bwipo, hang on a minute. Stuck around a little bit too long as Canyon gets over and drives him right into Chovy. In a 1 versus 3, Bwipo just cannot burn quick enough. And Chovy with his kill with a good punish from Gen.G.
Yeah, a little bit of an overstay in the end there for FlyQuest, but they got the Herald, they got the kill. I think Chovy not having that teleport available was a little bit of a weakness of Gen.G there, not able to bring an extra member there to defend. And FlyQuest finding a good opportunity to punish, still showing some life in this game.
Just a little bit. That Herald might be able to open up mid, get themselves some much-needed gold in this game. Let's look at the replay though, Orcs, because this is after. This is how Bwipo got caught by Duro.
Yeah, just a good ult from Duro there. Knows there's no flash on the Rumble. And then see Inspired trying to stop the Skarner, but a bit later. Now Chovy in trouble.
He went for the push, but he's on the Quad. Now waiting the flash. The ulti doesn't connect. Chovy out of range as he goes golden. The rest of Gen.G coming in, but Quad almost times it right. Keen came in to save the day as Inspired is now left without a solo laner. He'll be taken down on top of it as well. Just wait for Keen to get his auto, his Q. He'll range it out for the double wall in the mid lane. Gen.G like, yo, let's fight somewhere else.
Gen.G winning everywhere on the map. Ruler looking for more.
It is Busio. He gets healed up. The real Nico's health bar at half HP. Masu jumps in. Ruler. Valkyrie's in. Onto Busio. Auto attacks and the barrier difference. Comes in clutch. Masu runs into melee. Gets the kill. It's messy, but FlyQuest are sending out Hail Marys everywhere.
And an ace at this point of the game with fights all over the map. Gen.G able to clean up 12-4 now in kills. Just when a little bit of hope had come in for FlyQuest, Gen.G shut it down.
They're really trying to send it. FlyQuest are like, yo, we've got to start something here with this comp, but it goes wrong top, it goes wrong mid, and it's going to go wrong with the third dragon. Gen.G are putting on a clinic, but I will say, Orcs, there's a little bit of mess involved too, and I'm loving it.
We'll see how this one started off. It looked like it was a pick onto Bwipo again.
Oh, I love the sound of Gatling gun.
Yeah, Ruler just going aggressive here, and Bwipo is a little bit weak at this point of the game. The Redemption getting a lot of value too. Bwipo with an unfortunate flash. Good flash from Ruler, yeah. And then the minions kind of working against Masu there because he has to clear them out before he can even threaten.
I'm going crazy. The Gatling gun noise is always on. Make it stop. You're like, guys, please.
That's why they had to take him down. It's still going.
Oh my god. It's probably much worse for the audience. Thank you guys for sitting through it. Keen though finds an ulti and we're fighting once again. Quad though caught between a wall. Tempered Fate. Mega long range on the Master, and while they get the kill onto Quad, it's up to the next one. Master slowed down with the Cosmic Binding. Gen.G won't find number 2. We get the Gatling gun start up again for your enjoyment while Gen.G just find another kill and open themselves up to potentially a top gank, question mark. Here comes Inspired.
Trying to look potentially for Chovy, but Chovy already has a Zhonya's in pocket.
Did you kill him? I don't think he killed Chovy,
no,
right?
He has Zhonya's. He's already, he's realized that FlyQuest are just trying to pick him off the side, so... Wait, they're looking now for... He has Zhonya's. I don't think this is going to work.
Well, with Masu, maybe Chovy all in onto Busio. The ulti pop blossoms away. That's great, but Chovy now caught in the equalizer. He'll go golden with Ruler coming up to the support. Redemption not in time. The setup there from Inspired as well. Already one shot down, looking for another with a magical journey. Bwipo doesn't chase up. Scared indeed, but now Quad with his ulti will show him up. With one kill again following up. FlyQuest are punishing Gen.G for their overstay in enemy jungle. They've done this once before, they're going to do it again. A double over to Quad, and here's Canyon finally, but a seismic shove away. Keen now coming in. Let's fight again. 21 kills in 20 minutes is not what I thought I would say in a Gen.G game.
And I guess Zhonya's wasn't enough to save him. You know, dashed in aggressively there to take out the Nico and didn't have a way to get out after the fact. Also, the Zhonyas came in pretty late, got cooked by the equalizer for a good amount of time, and now, I mean, this is the best time to look for the Atacant. Yeah. You have a numbers advantage. They're going to try and send it.
That's what I'm looking for Keen. Between worlds to walk on in. Quad with really good zone control right now, but Canyon can drive through the wall. He's coming a little bit early. The Ishtal's impact will find a target, and with the ulti as well, lockdown is Quad. He'll be the first to go, but Gen.G is still getting burnt down. They got the Atacant, that's what they came for, and they're going to exit with a kill. Onto Canyon, he goes crispy Scorpion, and Keen now so low he can't re-engage. FlyQuest have clawed back a bit of this gold.
Gen.G making error after error in this game, and FlyQuest able to claw back from a massive deficit. You know, they're still down in gold by about 2,500, but considering the state of the game prior to that play, they're in a great spot.
Yeah.
You know, we see this play coming in, and Canyon trying to look under the side on the Quad here. They do blow him up, but so much damage done. Canyon starts to get shredded. The Atacant is picked up with that objective bounty. Cheeky attempted a snipe from Masu, doesn't find the target, but they'll take that.
Absolutely, they will. 3K is the only disadvantage right now. It was a lot larger only a short time ago. 1,200, the difference between mid laners. Yes, Chovy is still ahead, but Quad now has ways of shredding through with the Leandries, with the Seraphs. I think importantly as well, FlyQuest are using this fight to a lot more proactively. And as you said, Orcs, Gen.G, mistake after mistake, being punished well by Fly. The West here in game one at 22 minutes has another option. It will be around Dragon to find a pick off, because that's going to be solved for Gen.G, and then things get difficult again.
Yeah, and you know, even given the fact, I will say that they picked up Atacant, got a bunch of XP from that, Quad is still like a level down on Chovy, so
yep.
Not out of the woods yet. There's still like a 1,300 gold lead between mid laners. This is still very strong. But I will say, much better spot than they were in before.
Absolutely. And you know,
they're looking for the Azir again.
Yeah.
It's been a consistent theme. Looks like a recall from Inspired that's going to back away. In the meantime, Gen.G getting set up around this Dragon area. This is pretty deep vision. It's going to be hard for FlyQuest to contest this. There's only 35 seconds till it spawns, and there's nothing for them to work with in this area. So this might just be a call to give up the Cloud Soul. A little bit rough, you know. It's not a soul that's going to make the game unwinnable, but the extra movement speed definitely is going to make things feel worse.
It does suck a bit.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, we get a heli that comes through from Busio. Gen.G, they hold all the control in this jungle right now. They know if FlyQuest are moving in right now, Bwipo feels like the best chance, so they've got no vision in this try rush, and Bwipo can get set up. Teleport to start us off. Another heli. I wish I could stop saying that as Canyon goes through. Magical Journey now taken. Baron, rather Dragon, started off quite quick. Inspired comes from a flank. He's the one who has to seal it out. The Weaver's Wall layered well as well. And then finding a pick onto Chovy though. Duro saves his life. The Pop Blossom sent away. Driven nice, but Chovy's dead in the end anyway. Gen.G are getting burnt down as Masu Arcane shifts in, and Keen will ulti, but eventually FlyQuest get on top of the Dragon, take it away, survive with 4. An even trade for the team behind. A success story for those that fly.
They just push their way in. They look for Chovy, even with the Zhonyas, even with Flash, they're able to find him.
Coming in, looking for the burst. It was Keen who couldn't find Masu either. They've got mid-prior, but no one's really going to take it. Bwipo has standing gold in this bot turret. And the defense coming through from mid, thanks to Quad, is going to be fine. Ruler can't step up. Keen wants to auto, but Canyon can't come in. Massive win for FlyQuest in the end.
They're pulling off miracles in this game, and another one there. Now only 2,000 gold down. They've stopped the soul from being taken. They forced their way in here and inspired the Flash Q ult on a Chovy. By the time the ult comes in from Duro, it's so late and the CC follows. I don't even think he got a chance to use his own Zhonyas there.
Yeah.
Just great play from Inspired to catch out Chovy there. And then they're able to scare the Dragon We do see Busio go down in the back end, but excellent play from the jungler from FlyQuest. 0 damage dealt by Chovy. It's not often you see that.
No, not on an Azir that's already accelerated. Hot damn. Well, Gen.G being tested, and you know, I feel like against FlyQuest, it has a similar feeling to it, but the game's not done yet. Canyon looking for a pick onto Busio. Impale is there, chilling Smite, and Busio. Protobelt's out of the way, cycling shove. What a punish. Canyon goes golden, but I think they may have secured his Warren. Inspired with the perfect vault breaker, and guess Canyon is no maker. Forward goes Masu. Arcane shift, but Inspired does it again with the Weaver's Wall. Chovy's going to ult him back. Inspired will get caught. Chovy may have saved the play, but Pop Blossom, it's a 3-man. Busting again. Bwipo burning down. He's exhausted though. Slowed down. Ruler spaces. Flashes. What the? Quadra kill for Ruler. Quad left standing.
Only 1 man left at the end of that fight. Such a hectic back and forth. All members of the team doing everything they can to try and bring that back. FlyQuest end up the victors, but only just, and Quad will take a single mid-tier 1 as the prize. These teams are giving it their all to try and make this happen.
And Quad is going to eventually open this turret up, and gold will be even. I don't even know. Orcs, you're going to have to break this one down because that was just yakety sacks.
I mean, we saw this super clean play from Busio. He saves his flash and uses the rocket belt to dodge, and then able to have that flash later for the ultimate. Canyon, the ultimate from Duro buys time but doesn't save him. We then see this super aggressive play from Inspired. Because Chovy still has flash, because he didn't get a chance to use it from the previous fight, he's able to buy time here. We see this King go in aggressively, but this ult from Busio, just phenomenal. The flashy save from earlier getting so much value. Masu pushes forwards aggressively on such low HP. This last auto to finish Ruler, putting his life on the line to clean up the fight. And Quad, the last one alive. I mean, that was just so hype. Both 80 carries doing everything to finish off the fight.
Cheeky 5k from both. A little bit more from Masu. Arcane shift forward. Like, that's what you want to see out of any Ezreal who has the confidence in any fight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not done yet. Gold is just about even. Salt point comes up again for Gen.G in a minute 30.
And also just Busio, like using the rocket belt to dodge the ult, so you have the flash to make that play.
Yeah.
I think a lot of players would just flash, just like, I don't want to get ulted here and die, I'm just going to flash, but I just think that was sick. The fact he saved it, confidence in the moment, really paid off.
Gen.G haven't been able to rest on their laurels in this game. There's been mistakes, punished well. Fly now in a position of power. Those inspired setups, that Q on the timing from Duro's ulti. The ulti eventually hurts Chovy in the end anyway. Bwipo now, however, is caught out, and we go back to what has been a weakness this game for FlyQuest, is that Bwipo has been targeted again and again and again. Keen will take him out, and that's a pick. 50 seconds? How long's the timer there? Bwipo has TP.
Yeah, it's not too bad, right? Because Bwipo's going to be up with TP when the dragon spawns. The problem is Baron. Can they stave this off? TP's coming in. Gen.G is saying it's go time. What can they do with him in the pit, though? It's a precarious spot to be in. The DPS is starting to come through.
And it's a 3-item Azir. That DPS goes down fast, and FlyQuest have to come in and start poking out. True Shot Barrage does a little whittling damage, but Ruler is the problem still. Close enough to full HP as Keen is zoning off. For FlyQuest, stealing this would be a heroic effort, but a magical journey, or rather cosmic binding zones out there. It's the journey from Duro to zone out. Inspired will no longer have a chance, and the Baron goes into Gen.G's pants.
Another problem is we actually got some good poke from Gen.G. Oh no.
This is Duro ulti again. It's beautiful, isn't it? Quad impaled. A good seismic shove. Lucky to be alive for now, but Ruler ranges him to oblivion. Bwipo's now come back alive. He's teleported in. Busio trying to turn it around. Equalizer not bad, but Canyon's taking all the damage. The re-ulti from Inspired, but even though it's a great Pop Blossom, Gen.G are healthy enough in their damage dealers. Ain't dying anytime soon. Game 1 has been hard work for this Korean squad, but in the end, their strengths lead them into success.
Now with the Baron in pocket, they might just look to try and push. There's only 2 members alive. Bwipo isn't going to last much longer.
Phosphorus bomb, I don't know what it is. Ruler's tanking it up. Keen just ultis in the end. Turrets won't kill them, and Gen.G, with this Baron, are going to start taking turrets.
Yeah, I think death time is a little bit low. Ezreal's still up, but then they're going to be able to end right now, but going to be able to do some damage and get that soul. And it feels like FlyQuest did so much right for so long, but this last fight, unfortunately caught out here. Great ult coming in from Duro onto the immobile Taliyah with no flash. The ult comes through from Canyon, and they're not able to immediately kill the Taliyah, but just, it almost ends up worse because of that, because more and more people are trying to save team members. Inspired comes in to try and make it a fight. He ends up ulting, going down, and it's not that they aren't getting value from some of these ults, but just the damage isn't there, the follow-up isn't there, so you just end up losing more and more members.
It does feel like, you know, one mistake Gen.G really snapped down. Wippo dies in the end after a long play here, but
I think, you know, if they just let the Baron go, stayed healthy, they could have possibly got set up around Dragons. Oh,
and
how did Massive
died to Ruler?
I don't know how that happened.
Oy, oy, oy.
Really unfortunate, because I think if they'd just given up, they took a lot of poke around the Baron, and that allowed Gen.G to play aggressive. If they've just set up around Dragon, waited for Wippo TP, they probably could have just got that and denied Soul. But now they're really deep in the hole. Masu now dead for a long time. The base is going to get demolished on the back of this push.
Keen ulti doesn't hit anyone. That's something for FlyQuest, but he's hit quad get popped. Imagine if the ult did hit. This Canyon's going to help take down the inhibitor. Minions channeling in with Baron still up and available for the next 35 seconds. There's a couple of good pushes for Gen.G that might help them end game one.
Yeah, they're taking Nexus turrets already. Wave coming in bot from Chovy. They're going to take another inhibitor at minimum. 10 seconds of Masu, and that might be what they need to go for the final fight for FlyQuest, because they don't have much time left.
Look at Chovy. The auto attack's only onto a clone for now. Inspired chunked out a little bit as well. Double minion wave coming in. One Nexus turret. Masu is just standing there taking it from Chovy. Equalizer, a defensive maneuver. Quad gets seismic shot back, yes, but it's on to Canyon. The tank affected, but no one else. Flash away from Ruler, from Busio to get the pop blossom, but it matters not. Gen.G got tested, made some mistakes, but in the end, their hands did the talking. Game one succeeds. But boy, was it tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Gen.G came in, managed to close the game out after...
And see how they survived through that bottom lane. On the other side, FlyQuest, Cassio, set. Got a center down bot. Yeah, there's a Lilia there too. This is great. All right. Cass no boots, by the way. Low. Sorry, it's an old one, Ox. You know, you're an old player. You're like 41. You get it. Remember when Cass could buy boots?
30 seconds until
I do.
minions spawn.
You know what? Yeah, I've had this discussion before, but it's the fact that Cassiopeia can't buy boots, but like, what about Nami?
True. She's got to buy fins, bro. Like, she's not gonna fleet.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of champions who I feel like also wouldn't buy. Like, Corky buys boots and it makes him go faster, but he's driving the plane. You know?
They should put little legs on the plane.
Right? And also, Inspired, playing Lilia buys one pair of boots.
Needs two.
Yeah, what about Hecarim?
Yeah. Oh, how many legs does that guy have?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some consistency. If you're willing to say Cassiopeia doesn't buy boots, right? You know, just make it consistent.
Also, I'm pretty sure, like, Rakan has claw feet. You know, he's a bird, right? So he wouldn't have normal boots.
I don't think he's like a full beard. I think he's like a beard person.
So he's like a mermaid, but for a bird. A bird person.
I mean, like he has feet, right?
I don't know.
Well, he's in this game, so we'll be able to see him.
The important questions: who has feet, who does not? This is what I want to see.
He's not like Anivia. Anivia's just like a full
W start. Oh, King.
Oh man!
It's not the true damage, but it is the damage on the side with a fully charged up shield.
Yeah.
This is what Set wants to do early: run at you with Conqueror, get it fully stacked up, get those auto attacks in, and try and win trades.
And this is a matchup that Wippo. So he did play Set at MSI, but it wasn't into Gwen. But he did play Set into Gwen against Cloud9 in the LTA North playoffs to great success. Won that matchup. So confident in this matchup, confident to bring it out against Keen, and doing pretty well with it so far. You can see Quad also happy with his matchup. So mid and top, both getting some good early momentum. Bot lane on a bit of the back foot, but we talked about this. It's very much a survival game for Masu and Busio playing this Rakan center. Ruler just took a tower hit, though, and burnt the cleanse.
Yeah, for the damage. Quad also just flashed away from Canyon. Ruler's step up to the turret orcs. He just wanted the damage on the concussive blows, but I think that was what you'd call too far.
Yeah, and also the cleanse, maybe thought he had barrier, an uncharacteristic mistake, but he didn't cleanse anything.
No heal though. The trades are still going well. Ghost from Masu, but the Ghost is going to be a chase down. That's a two-man queue coming through from the center. It's going to continue up as a chase. The root's going to land. Ruler's one hit away. Flash from Masu as Ruler flashes first. Gen.G's bottom lane. He's all over the place.
What a flip. And this all came from Ruler taking that tower hit, the summoners being burned, and Masu and Busio just walked forwards, got the healing out from their kits, and that's the thing, you know, obviously the pressure, those short trades around the Braum passive can go in favor, well, should go in favor of Lucian Braum, but the sustain is so heavily in favor of FlyQuest bot lane, and they managed to capitalize there.
Facebreak is now down. Whippo.
That's a little bit low on HP. If King gets one more stack, he can Q flash.
When he's this low, he gets good passive healing, but no. Keen won't let him. Really nice match, and Keen punishes Whippo.
Yeah, did just go for the Q flash. I think Whippo, a little bit of disrespect there.
He facebreaked it, you know, way too early. He just did that in front of a Gwen.
Yeah, ends up paying for it, and this is not a good start. You know, the early levels were going well, and Whippo obviously went into this matchup confident in it, wanted some redemption for game one. But a 1-0 Gwen this early, it's got to feel bad. And it's a shame as well because bot lane was going pretty well for FlyQuest.
Replay time. Where are we looking? We're looking top. Yeah, that base breaker. King just steps down.
Yeah, gets the Q and then that E-auto, and then he's just ready. He has the full stack, levels up the Q.
Oh my god.
The Q flashing knows Whippo was going to fly. I mean...
I just fucked up. Sorry, it's my bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for the swearing, chat.
Keen just played that so well. And
FlyQuest. Sync Quest. Whoa, that sign.
Yeah, Whippo, fortunately, obviously he knows he made a bit of a mistake.
Yeah.
And now Keen with the early plated steel caps, gonna be a little bit harder to deal with. Do end up getting a swap come through already, so Master and Busio in the top lane.
Set also without flash in a 1v2 against Braum when Canyon is pathing down. As soon as he gets 6, that could be trouble as well. Keen steps up here, FlyQuest for 2v1. It's still looking good for soul stacking, but the W makes it a little bit annoying for the time being. Means King can walk away.
Yeah, the steel caps as well. They're just not doing that much damage at this point. You know, they'll take the souls. Like they're obviously happy to go for that trade, but in terms of actually doing anything to Keen, the pressure's not really there. We also see that despite the fact that there was a good trade from Masu and Busio, still down in farm compared to Ruler right now.
Canyon's on Dragon in the meantime as well. He'll hit level 5. Inspired is just farming up. I mean, Inspired last game was quite much the same as, I don't know what Lily is singing about. Hope it's happy.
Because having a good time farming.
He needs this game, yeah. Jungle roll. Attempted dive, but more so just to chunk out Keen. No damage comes down. Busio hits him in the end. Gleaming Quill for the heal. Inspired. It's nap time soon.
Oh, the W's down. The Az ult now.
Oh, yeah. Keen's needlework. Wave is thinned out.
Yeah, the wave's gone. The ult's available.
Inspired. 6 now, but yeah.
I think the moment's gone.
Okay.
I think they were trying to set up, if they got him a bit lower, if they beat the W, I think maybe we were going to look to dive, but I think it's too risky. Because, you know, especially with the wave being gone, I don't think you go for it. Even if you get the kill, if he gets a kill back, if he gets 2, it's just game over. But I don't think it's bad for them to obviously set up, look for it. Masu gets some souls as well from it, and just applying the pressure.
Also, Inspired just took that whole topside jungle.
Yeah, he is super farm.
He's 57 to 36, and obviously Canyon's trying to reach 6, but him being a little bit delayed gives time for Quad, for example, to get his flash back up and available. So some of that pressure is now taken away.
I mean, I said this in the draft, but in this game, it is such a good Lilia composition to play Lilia into because, you know, there's not that much instantaneous CC to lock you up that you can't really, like, sort of skid around with your movement speed. Like, you have to... A lot of it's conditional, like Wukong has to commit his ult, but the CC's not that long. Chovy has to get their spell flux on you before he can root. The passive from Duro has to stack up. So when you have all that mobility, it's not easy to immediately pin down the Lilia, and everyone is so short ranged, right? It's 3 melee champions, 2 short range champions. So if Inspired gets ahead, he can really do so much work in these team fights.
Looks like Inspired again in another game where he needs to help carry. In this game earlier on. The kill not meaning too much as Masu, hang on, has the ghost. The damage is nuts. That's a pickaxe for you on Ruler early as Masu, that ghost now down. He has to leave the lane, which means less souls. Early game stymied a little bit. Whippo's just going to ulti straight away. The showstopper already down, waiting for the face breaker, and Haymaker in next, but Inspire doesn't land anything, so it's no sleepy time here for Gwen. What is deep? But he's okay.
Keen doing a good job there to be untargetable when the...
Try and gaze. Miasma down as well. Grounded for the time being. Chobi's going to run it out, and luckily he got the phase rush before the Petrifying Gaze, because otherwise Quad would have just sunk his fangs in. Oh. TP across map. We just see a Rakan floating as an orb from Dragon Ball.
They're looking for Ruler.
Yeah, they are going to find him as well. That root up is nice, but Massive. Will he die in the process? Ruler with a culling blocked out by Busio. In the end, tries a relentless pursuit away. He's done so. Busio gets the flash and the kill. Ruler double summoners down again. That's a roughie here for Ruler.
So nice from the bot lane of FlyQuest, because not only do they get the kill, not only do they get both sums, but because Busio was the one to finish it off, Canyon has no response, you know. If Masu had flashed in there...
Gonna get Lullaby. Hang on, Juro's coming in, looking for two targets. A Q turns into a lilting Lullaby. There's the Drowsy. Inspired's done a good job, but over the wall, Canyon gets before the re-engage, and Keen is shredding them all, snipping them down to hell, and Juro setting up with the passive. Masu has the flash, but not before Busio dies in the process. Flash from Keen. And Gwen is taking us to sewing class this game.
Oh, such a disaster. You know, I think the play on a Ruler was great, but unfortunately, they thought they had an opportunity there, getting the sleep on a Canyon and Duro, but the sleep being burned early backfired, because when Keen came in, there was nothing left to deal with this Gwen, and he is such a problem now. 3-0 for this Gwen. He is not something they can deal with at this moment.
Top wave's going to be received by Inspired, but Fly's early game is in a rough spot.
Oh, Chovy might just be dead.
Maybe something back. Chovy walking down. Juro's here, though. Grounded for the time being. Good knock up here with the grand entrance from Busio. And again, with Quad getting the DPS down, there you go. Something of a punish from FlyQuest. Early game feels a little bit better, however slowly.
Good setup. The flanking Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
Doing a good job. Yeah, and I think this one was unfortunate because in this situation, like, Masu's so low on HP, and Duro and Canyon start the fight confident that Keen's coming in. The sleep being burned means that Keen is so confident to slide in.
Yeah.
Busio doesn't have ult, Masu doesn't have ult, and is super low, and there's just no real response that can come through to deal with this Gwen.
And something that everyone will talk to you about is how good Brom is early on. Oh my god, that sign. Innovation! Yo, shout out to that person, that's a cool sign. I feel like LCK has cool signs, so you start having the, you know, the ones that move?
Yeah, that's the meta.
That is the meta, and else, yeah, signs are so goated. What was I talking about? I was talking about Brom and skirmishes. Broken, I think, is just an easy way to say it.
He's very good.
He's very good early on.
There's so many champions who are great at stacking it. It's everyone but Rise, basically, is just a great stacker of the Brom passive.
But now Quad is going to actually play up against Keen. There's an option here. Petrifying Gaze still available, but it looks like we're going to fight again because Canyon's found his way in. Busio, he's got concussive blows on his head. There is no lilting Lullaby to be pulled out yet, but Inspired has it in his pocket as Gen.G hover around bot. Second Dragon on the cards for them.
Yeah, this will be feats of strength as well for Gen.G if they can secure it. FlyQuest will force them away, and it's important to note Keen not in a position to teleport right now with Quad up in his face. And I think with Gen.G, I wouldn't really want to fight if this Gwen isn't available personally with how important Keen has been so far. It looks like they are just going to give the Dragon over. Bwipo's going to get some plates, and FlyQuest get a pretty positive outcome here.
And Bwipo's been keeping up in CS. He's been mismatched in this lane. While Keen went up for the fight, Bwipo was obviously just pushing around. And so from 1200 the lead to 750, Bwipo is definitely making this set draw some eyes from Gen.G.
Yeah, I think the person who suffered the most is Masu, who's quite a bit behind.
For sure.
Obviously fell behind a lane, but I think maybe the swaps have favored Bwipo more than it's favored Masu. Souls-wise, I hear it's a little bit, but as long as you are getting a decent amount of soul stacks, and he's not too far behind, you're going to be okay. And once you have the Shiv, you can start to pick up farm quite consistently on the center.
Yep.
But this center coming online is really important.
Gage, though, setting down with the trap. Juro might be caught out. The wall's up, but he wants to stand behind. He'll get rooted up anyway, and an ulti from Masu that aligns the straight. Bwipo with a face breaker just out of range as Canyon looks for him for an escape, but even as he gets over the wall as Bwipo, he'll just knuckle him down. Double for Fly.
That's such a good route there from Masu over the wall knew exactly what Duro was going to go for there with the leap. And as a result, they get both Canyon and Duro for that play. Nice little 1-2 from FlyQuest. And a really positive play has put them equal in gold, equal in dragons. And they'll even take this red buff as well.
And Bwipo's got attack speed in this lane. There's no full completed item for the 3-0 Gwen. So with Stride Breaker out, quick pushing, sticky movement, and Gen.G will go back to how they got caught here.
Yeah, I mean, I think just a little bit over-aggressive. Duro going in with the blast cone. Chase potential is there, and then he wants to W to Canyon, but look at Masu, who predicts, knows Canyon's over the wall. The root ends up catching them both, ults to follow, and then Canyon gets hit by the Lily ability and tries to juke and just ends up going down.
It's a much needed goal for FlyQuest. This early game was a horror, turned into now some kind of reciprocal factor where FlyQuest have caught back up. And Masu will do a soul count for you all. 40 on the right side of your screen you see now, just hit at 13 minutes. So he does feel like he could be a little bit behind, but let's find out as he might just die before we talk about him any further. Culling cancelled early because the damage on Busio will be enough to step back. Almost kills him with the auto attacks, but Lilting Lullaby is a two-man. Inspired gets the snooze, and onto Roar as he gets away. He gets circled by Inspired. The deers in headlights out, no. The flash away, Busio, the recovery, great. Inspired gliding away. He gets out of everything almost. Canyon whacks him down. Bwipo's now joined in. Hang on a minute. Showstopper over the wall, and we're throwing haymakers everywhere.
Bwipo comes in clutch with the cleanup there. Such a scrappy back and forth, and in the end, it's a 3-for-3. Masu overstepping a little bit at the start, but in the end, the cleanup is there. And I mean, Inspired is doing a lot of damage in these fights. We'll see the replay. So Masu just ends up stepping up a bit. Canyon finds a great angle. Busio does his best to try and peel here. And then we end up getting the cleanse from Ruler early on. So Inspired's like, okay, I can go for an ult. Just completely deletes the Lucian here. So much damage. But then Duro does a great job with the flash to land the Q. They get the stun. But then once again, so much damage from the Lydia.
Yeah.
And nearly finishes off Canyon there. Canyon just clutches it out, but Bwipo comes in.
Dry break it.
Kill. Busio, if he'd survived there, that would have been pretty clutch.
Man, it's just clutch again that FlyQuest, you said it. Game one, they just keep sending Hail Marys. They're like, okay, we're losing some of these fights. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. They're not afraid. And FlyQuest, it's great to see that here after the early game disaster that was that 3-kill Gwen, they've mitigated it. Look at Bwipo now. Gold's almost even, 3 kills himself. It was the difference of him getting his item first. He's able to move up. And with that double in his back pocket, also trailing on levels and getting closer to where Keen is now, I feel like FlyQuest can be a lot more confident. They have a top laner again. They might have a fight again as Herald spawns.
Yeah, Herald spawns, so could see both teams looking towards that one. Do have flash on Masu, but he's playing quite aggressively now. Got to be a little bit cautious.
Be careful.
For Duro, poke onto him.
He's going to be rooted down. Busio going to take that advantage. That's free souls for Masu, but more importantly, good damage. But Herald resets. It's going to go back to its home as Shelly decides another day.
I think it's super risky just to start it up because if you're trapped in that area and Wukong approaches, Gwen approaches, that you can be really vulnerable.
I don't know if that's a Gen.G fan or a FlyQuest fan. Could be both.
Duro just taking a beating at the moment.
Yeah. Ghost now pop. I think that was from Duro as well. We get this flash back. Busio tanked up a little bit as well. 45 souls, 16 minutes is the count for Masu. Just quick by the by that he does have static shield, static shiv, and a slingshot, but Ruler obviously the one with the biggest gold lead in the game right now individually. He's 50 CS up and he's almost the second item, so obviously if Ruler, if he auto attacks his wife, then Masu's going to get, you know, a lot of HP traded off.
He has a lot of burst, just mention. Definitely will when he gets the second item. Dragon is up and available now, so Gen.G committed to the Herald. But we'll see Inspired move over the Dragon instead. And it's an Infernal Soul, which would be massive this game if it can be secured. Herald's going to get taken, and they are moving down to see if they can get to Dragon in time. It's still very high on HP. There's a lot of DPS on it, though, even this early in the game. See Quad now starting to hit it. It is going down fast. Power
of Leah with Leandri's. Bureau's coming in, spotted out. Herald now mid. The power play from Gen.G is to open up the map and maybe go for inner as well. No defense available here as FlyQuest will get the Dragon, but Inspired doesn't have a clear target. So many mites and minions in the way, and with the Dragon going down for the mid lane trade, it is still a gold lead here for Gen.G at 17.
Yeah, Gen.G, get the Herald, get mid tower. They can be okay with that, with the outcome of that. But second Dragon for FlyQuest.
I wonder if he can kill him. No, he needs Lilia. He needs Inspired, and it is going to happen. 2 versus 1. Swell Seed misses. That's a start. Stride Breaker slows him down, and Keen's got nowhere to go. He's stuck to the ground. Sleepy time indeed, and as he sits there waiting, again, it's the showstopper in the end. Double ulti, but Keen, hang on. Almost bringing it back with too much shielding. The kill goes to Inspired, and Keen is down.
Yeah, well played. Both of them able to get inside the Shroud, and Inspired gets the sleep off. No real way for Keen to escape, so a good kill picked up there. FlyQuest continuing to make proactive plays in this game around this Lilia.
Opens up for Boulevard to get the push in. He's going to back now. Probably sitting on quite a lot of gold, actually. We'll check in a second. Hullbreaker second or Overlord's Bloodmail. Those are the two maybe options here. Tunneler picked up. Shows one thing for now. Busio, though, just taking a culling. He's got nowhere to go. Auto attack galore. Ruler almost taking out the Featherman so low. And he gets quite low as he has to run away.
I think when you get the set build, you just have a ton of HP, ton of AD, and you get the Haymaker off, and it's just a million.
It feels so good. You get the true damage, and it's amazing late game.
When also, you flash to redirect, and it's just one shot.
Oh yeah, that's the set micro, isn't it?
The set special.
It is a shame that he doesn't have a hard tank to throw into the rest of his team this game, but like, you got bruises, you know, you got a bit of health to play with Enduro and Canyon.
Do you know what's the funniest thing is when there's like a CC immune tank or something?
Oh, and he throws nothing?
And he throws nothing, but it still does the damage?
It does, yeah.
So he just
throws air onto the ground.
The best is like when there's a Morgana shield and a Cho'Gath.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like you just grab nothing and slam and do a million damage. He does have to be careful here, though.
He does indeed. He's got a bit of health to play with if he sticks around, but he will not. Chovy's going to open up this turret. And again, the gold trade. Gen.G, they already got feats before, but they're definitely on the warpath here in this game as well. It's still kind of their game in the early game, but remember, second Dragon went over to FlyQuest. There will be a force fight in 2 minutes 30. Arakan up in 25 as well. This game is far from over. FlyQuest still have a lot of options here, and Dan the man has already told you about what Inspired can do on this Lilia in this game if he gets the time.
You see Canyon waiting in the wings. But yeah, I feel, you know, it's a lead for Gen.G. to have the feature strength, they have more pedals. But I feel like it's still anyone's game. And Senna on the side of FlyQuest, Cassiopeia, the tools they have in these 5v5s.
Yeah.
A lot of things I think FlyQuest have in pocket with the champions they picked, but it's also Gen.G's team fighting, which is scary to go into.
I also feel like
now around the Arakan.
I also feel like Masu's MSI Senna was the most reliable out of anyone's. Like, he was one of the best centers at that tournament as Busio. Face checking, has to be careful, but he is Rakan after all. So if there's anyone who can scale up, it's definitely going to be him. As Gen.G are just trying to get themselves priority up at this top lane. Arakan sits there waiting, but no one from Gen.G nearby. Canyon's around bot, and Chovy as well is just backing off after getting bot push. And just feel like they're waiting for these second items, Orcs, because Nash is now picked up for Keen. And second item is Boots actually acquired by Chovy too, the upgrades.
They just keep burning these blue trinkets, forcing FlyQuest to use them to check. They definitely are trying to bait this objective, but it's so dangerous to start it. Especially, you know, a lot of short-range champions around the Arakan, you're getting shredded by it. FlyQuest could do so much damage if you're in there.
Culling. Quad takes half. Can't zone out, can't do much to Ruler. He stays at full HP on the side. Juro is zoning. Gen.G walking in ever so quietly. FlyQuest, though, they've got an alarm in this area, and it's going off right now. Quad's going to heal up a little bit thanks to Refillable, but it's not going to be much. He needs a duel for that. As
just have Rod of Ages and a bit of healing in his kit, so,
yeah.
You know, it's slow, but he will get some health back. And FlyQuest push their way in, get some vision down, and now looking.
They're going to use heal as well. Ruler might be caught out, but he's got his flash, he's got his cleanse. He's going to burn one of them as Juro defends nicely. Glacial Fisher down. Arakan might reset patience here as Swell Seed doesn't do much. Canyon is now on the path as well, but Chovy's pushing down bot side. Blippo has to respond. Both solo laners with TP, but Arakan is going to reset, so it's not like Fly have a lot to work with much.
It's a bit risky. You know, you can see the shreds starting to come in. Busio can do a bit of healing, queuing Arakan to get some health back for them. But Gen.G are here to respond. I don't think you want to start this up. I know you're getting pressured by Chovy and the rest of the lanes, but I think starting Arakan would be a mistake. Dragon is up and available right now.
It is. Chovy's walking up though. Gen.G are just going to start this themselves. They've got a lot of true damage. from Keen. FlyQuest have to respond now.
Oh, these are some good TPs.
Their flanks, their sandwiches. Keen and Canyon are walking into one. Realm Warp to get them out, but the whole of Gen.G are now here on the teleport. But the showstopper makes Gen.G cry a little bit. And Bwipo, Haymaker down as well. A 3-man losing lullaby. Petrifying Gaze doesn't work out for Quad, but they're going to still find the kills on the damage. Thanks to Masu's piercing darkness as he lines down the straight. Gen.G is so low, and Atakan is going to be taken away. Chovy tries to step up, but there's another route. Chovy caught out, flash away, but Bwipo under turret will care not. His Haymaker sets Chovy straight as Masu picks up a kill.
Such a good fight from FlyQuest, and the approach with the TPs. I think Gen.G must have miscalculated. Did they think it was Quad who was coming in on that TP? Because going into that point with the set coming in, that was prime opportunity for Bwipo, and he took that chance to disrupt Gen.G.
That's a great question, right? Did they think it was Quad?
Because you look, both TPs on the right is Quads, on the left is Bwipo's, and if you look at how they move in, if this is Quad, this is great, but when Bwipo arrives, he just slams them, and he takes this chance to do so much work. And then this huge sleep that comes in from Inspired means that Ruler and Canyon have to run away. The ult comes in as well. And I think the angle of approach from FlyQuest here was so good. Chovy ends up overstaying, gets caught out. Now set up for Dragon here. FlyQuest trying to get position.
Masu also has a bit of range in this fight as well. 2 items, I believe, as well. He's starting to do some damage. You see in the bottom of your screen, but focus up. This Dragon is number 3, and FlyQuest want it. Being taken down slowly but surely. Bwipo's not here. Gen.G, they're in the river, they have control. I mean, it's going to be a flip, but it's taken away. Gen.G, get it. FlyQuest now have to run out as Gen.G. Maybe they're the ones who actually have to run as well, but Chovy gets himself a bit of damage down. Quad gets zoned out. Culling is good as well, but Bwipo takes no damage. Flash, Facebreaker in, Showstopper down. Wide Bwipo time, but he doesn't get too much else. Inspired goes in just to die. Bwipo now dead as well. There's no front line, and even though Quad gets a good ulti, Gen.G have disassembled the fight, and Korea roars once again.
Misplay there from FlyQuest, but Gen.G instantly dismantle. Bwipo tries to force forwards, and now they're still looking for Quad. Canyon will find him.
He will indeed. It's a bonk down. The final piece of the puzzle to go towards Baron. FlyQuest, it's another game of inches, but unfortunately, it seems an inch too far.
Gen.G gonna get Baron off the back of that. And I think FlyQuest a little bit overconfident after they got that fight around Atakan. Try and force a bit too hard, and Ruler outplays Bwipo, and everything starts to fall apart after that point. I think the composition, you know, it works so well when Gen.G are coming into you, but they try to rush forward, they try to force forwards, and it really didn't work out well. A big blow there. 3,500 gold lead now for Gen.G, and with Baron in pocket, they're going to look to extend that even more.
We're going to have a look at a replay in a second, and I feel like this fight might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, honestly. We'll see in a second. Baron coming out of base here for Gen.G. There's no objective up. But as you said, it really well escalated, Orcs, that Gen.G, they got run into.
They keep trying to force in, and they're taking so much damage from like the color and the ult, and then Bwipo is charging forwards at Ruler.
He's so separated.
But the dash comes in, and we see Inspired get CC'd as he's trying to move in. Chovy on the flank is threatening Quad. Masu's trying to move forwards, and Keen's able to counterpunch. And a lot of the tools that FlyQuest have are good at like peeling backwards against these short-range champions. The range advantage isn't really working when Masu is running forwards and allowing like Gwen to dash into him.
Yep.
And it's why the composition just didn't really play to its strengths there, and Gen.G able to capitalize and punish.
It does feel like FlyQuest out-diffed in that last fight then, and the Baron now, the escalation of this game to the elimination of this quarterfinal. Gen.G siege has only just begun.
I think it's one of those moments where if they'd gotten the Dragon, they probably would have been happy to go, okay, we got the Dragon, let's leave. But you feel sore after losing an objective.
You want something, you need a trade, right?
Yeah, and now Gen.G, 5,000 gold up, taking more and more structures. Significant advantage. They are trying to see if they can find something. Inspired, looking for some bowling balls.
He has some good wave clear. Quad though might have found a pick onto Chovy. Quickness flashed in with the hero's entrance, and it is heroic indeed, but Petrifying Gaze looked away from Chovy. It's an inch too far again. FlyQuest looking for the chase. They want the Realm Warp though, and Gen.G are going to take it and get out. FlyQuest chase again nullified.
So close, honestly, to finding the kill, but Chovy a bit too bulky, and the damage is not quite there. The ult for Masu just missing, but the locket, Duro was there to keep him safe regardless. Now Keen.
He's got no help here. If a bowling ball hits again, but it does not, so Keen just walks it out.
Yeah, able to get down. Away. And the thing is, you know, they weren't able to take an inhibitor tower, but they were able to get a lot of standing gold there. 4,000 Baron power play there to 6,000 gold lead at this point of the game, and Gen.G super far ahead on the back of that. It feels frustrating because I think FlyQuest were in a great position on the back of the Arakan fight, but Gen.G are ruthless.
They're great to watch. FlyQuest, you have to say, is quad can be rooted up by Chovy. So phase rush, even through the Rylars, is going to be enough for Chovy just to disengage. Not much damage given over.
I think this is, sadly, it's going in the direction of another one of those series where FlyQuest really challenging.
Yep. But
you're wondering what if, and I hope FlyQuest aren't letting it get to that point. You just think this game is still winnable. It's hard from here, but last game was hard, and they really give it a fighting chance.
Yeah,
so
they did.
Just focus on what they can do from here. Dragon up in 50 seconds. A lot of summoners available for Gen.G though. So maybe see if they can try and find an angle, find a good flank angle, because I think it's harder to just fight head-on when those are available.
So let's give some cope angles. The teleport comes in, and that's just Duro joining the fray. FlyQuest, I'm seeing 3 items center with 82 souls. Yes, needs a little bit more time, but still, center's getting to that point. Cassio getting to that point. We talked a little bit about scaling.
I think
it's a cope angle, but it's still...
they're just letting the Dragon go.
Yeah?
If I'm being honest. If you look at how the map's playing out.
Third Drake.
Yeah, I think that's the call. 6,000 is a big lead right now, and I think they'll find better opportunities other times. The things with the Dragon as well is that you don't get a real advantage from them being on the Dragon. It's not like it does very much damage compared to like a Baron.
True.
And they already have such control of the area. They're pushing up now, but it's too late. So I think give them the Dragon, that's fine, you know. It's obviously not ideal, but...
They want to pick afterwards. But Gen.G happy to fight. There's a flash immediately from Ruler, but look at where FlyQuest jungle supporter. Onto Duro, however, the supporter Gen.G may be more caught out as Culling comes through, and Ruler is just free-firing. Rat-tat-tat-tat, look at him go. Meanwhile, Bwippo dealing with Chovy on the side, but the rest of FlyQuest are getting blown out of proportion. Bwippo in a 2 versus 1 won't win that, and now the quad is the only snake left standing. It's FlyQuest mid who has to get a kill. The trade-off, Petrifying Gaze is beautiful, but the Brom's in the way. Duro makes it hard to call that worth as Masu is the last remnant of FlyQuest.
Heavy blow from Gen.G. You know, they try and find an angle. They get a flash from Ruler, but now Gen.G might just push to end the game. Keen does so much damage to structures. Now I was hoping they'd fight another day. I don't think they'll get that chance.
As you said, FlyQuest, it's the what if, it's the close calls, it's the honorable performance in the quarterfinals at EWC, but Gen.G 2025 is quickly becoming their year as they look towards another Nexus turret, yet another Nexus. Teams have challenged them, but they cannot triumph over Gen.G this year.